So it took Marvel Studios only 2 days to shoot the pilot for WandaVision, meaning it took them 80% less time than it takes the CW to shoot one episode of a CW DC show. That is impressive, but there is also a big reason why and why this is important. So in a recent interview with SiriusXM Radio, Vision actor Paul Bettany went into some of the details that many people have been wondering about, specifically in regards to the 50s setting and how we know it's a sitcom and a throwback to the most popular 50s shows. And he said, and I quote, "We shot the first episode in 2 days in front of a live studio audience, and we shot it exactly as you would have shot one of those shows in the 50s, like, the Dick Van Dyke Show, or, I Love Lucy. It was such a thrill, and it was so bonkers and fun." Now, I've seen some people argue against this, sort of saying that this is clearly showing that Marvel Studios is doing this on the cheap and low budget, and they're just shooting it real fast and, getting it out there. And I've even seen some worries being, compared to, Iron Fist. They're like, well, Iron Fist and Inhumans was shot fast and dirty, and, look how that went. Except, you can't really connect the two or correlate anything between them. The reason that they had to shoot it like it was a 50s sitcom show with 2 to 3 cameras on a closed set with a live audience is because they more than likely just made 2 or 3 little sets that they could rotate between, and they shot everything on there. I don't know if many of you remember this show or even know of it, but Home Improvement. At one point, they went behind the scenes to show how that show was shot, and it's exactly the same. It's a couple of areas, and they can literally walk through the kitchen door, and instead of walking into where they're supposed to, it's a completely different set. But they make it look like, there's something else back there, and that's how you do this. So they did this like the classic shows, because if you want to be able to pull that off, you have to shoot the exact same way. The fact that they did it in 2 days is pretty damn impressive, which also leads me to believe that the first episode is going to be a little bit more of what we're not expecting, if that makes sense. I think many of us are expecting it's going to be, oh, you just tune in, it's a full-on MCU show, and I think this is going to be a little bit of a slower burn. Either way though, as it definitely sounds like they're going to move around with the different decades rapidly, and how they shot each one is going to be authentic, I think the evolution of this show is going to be something really spectacular that I cannot wait to see.